So, I bet you weren't expecting to see me here talking to the camera today. You were expecting a funny Fortnite video or a funny Rocket League video or maybe Black Myth Wukong or something. But yeah, I have no footage to make anything for this week. So I thought, okay, you know what? Usually I'm trying to entertain you. Today I'm going to try and teach you something, okay? I'm going to teach you the things I kind of changed about myself, that I went from this and this to then this and this. I think, I think it's going to be a good video. I hope you learn something out of it, as that's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, let's get it started. So I feel like I really should preface this video by saying, just because I'm making this video, this is not an admission to that, like, oh, you know, my fitness journey is over, you know, like, it's done, alright? I've reached peak condition. Like, I haven't. My physique looks really good, but I'm nowhere near done. But I still feel like I've come far enough that I can, you know, impose some knowledge on you, on somebody who may be in the situation where, like, they want to start but they don't know what to change, like what kind of moves to make. I feel like I can at least like help out with that. So that's, you know, this isn't an admission that any, like, my journey's over. You know, this is just imparting the knowledge I've learned so far. You know, so with that being said, I have a list here of you know, the steps I've taken. So we're gonna go through them. The first step is reason. So the reason that you have, the reason that you want to make a change in your life, and this can apply to anything, is but more specifically we're talking about gym in this scenario. The reason you have is that's gonna act as a foundation that you're gonna build everything on top of. And if you have a very poor foundation, then everything you build on top of it is just gonna come crumbling down. So you kind of need to, like, take a step back, like, look deep within yourself, and then like ask the question of, like, why do I want to do this? What's driving me? What's pushing me to do this? If you have a very strong reason, then you can build a very solid structure on top of that foundation. Does that make sense? That's kind of the way I see it. All right. If you have a good reason, a good foundation, then everything else you build on top of it is going to be very solid, because that foundation is so strong. I never thought of myself as a metaphorical kind of guy, but yet here we are. Step 2, mindset. Now, we're going here step by step. Alright, you have your strong foundation. You have a strong foundation. But now the question is, how do you build upon that? And your mindset will kind of give you the ability to build on top of that foundation. If you have a strong mindset, you can build a very strong structure. But one thing that I also have noticed is that you and I mean this in dead serious, you are the, and I'm not trying to, you know, sound cringe here, but genuinely you are the only one who can change your mindset for you. That nobody else can do that for you. Because I look back in hindsight on my early years in life, and, you know, I was chunky as shit, you know, and my friends would try and, like, hammer the message into me, like, you gotta start, like, you know, eating properly, losing weight, whatever. And ultimately, like, you know, I would, on the surface level, I was saying, like, yeah, no, I'm gonna start getting this sorted, don't worry. But ultimately, I wasn't really trying. Even though I wanted to, I wasn't actually trying. And that's, like, I look back on that now and I realize that, like, you are the only one who can change your mindset. You know, nobody else can do that for you. You can have, like, really good friends that are always trying to, like, you know, tell you what's best for you. But ultimately, you're the only one that can kind of flip that switch in your head and actually make a change for yourself. That's only you can do that. Step 3, consistency. Now, let's say you have, okay, first 2 steps, you've done great. Okay, you have your strong foundation of reason. Okay, you're able to build a strong building using mindset. Okay. That all means fuck all if you don't keep it going. Do you know what I mean? You can have, like, the strongest foundation, the strongest build, but sounds like I'm talking about a build in, like, a fucking video game. Alright lads, today I'm gonna be teaching you how to make the most OP build in all of Elden Ring, called the Toniac 3 build. You could have the strongest build, but if you only keep that going for a week, let's say, that's gonna mean fuck all. Do you know what I mean? You need to keep it consistent, but the good thing is that once things start going, they don't stop. Like that initial phase of starting is gonna be like the most annoying. But once you start doing it, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be very hard to stop. Me, for example, like now, you know, back in the day, I used to be in a kind of position where it was like, oh, okay. I wouldn't think, like, the first thought when I wake up is like, oh, can I be asked to go to the gym today? Do you know what I mean? I was struggling to kind of get myself to go there, but now I've been doing it for so long that it's never a question of like, oh, am I going to? It's when am I going to? If I haven't done my 3 days for the week, I do push, pull, legs, by the way, that's my routine. If I haven't done those 3 in the week, then the question is never like, oh, am I going to go today? It's when am I going to go today? Step 4, balance. Namaste. Is that what they do? I don't know. So, balance. Now, I personally believe, again, this is coming from me. This isn't, I'm not reading from a paper I found on Wikipedia. This is coming straight from me. I believe, some people may not, but I do, that to keep consistency going, you need to be able to kind of like unwind every once in a while. You need to be able to like take a seat back after a long day. You've done a lot today. Take a seat and just chill. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's like, I don't know, hopping on Fortnite and with your boys. I mean, you know, some people may find that a waste of time, but for me that's a video. But regardless, hopping on Fortnite with your boys, or maybe even just going like down the pub, you know, having a drink with your boys, just you know, having a motive with your boys. You're allowed to do that. Do you know what I mean? And I think if you balance your life and like, you know, there's work hard and then also have fun. Do you know what I mean? Like you're gonna you can acknowledge that like, okay, once you've had you've done a lot of work this week, okay, you worked hard. Now I just want to chill, and I feel like you should do that. You shouldn't feel bad for doing that. That's the point I'm trying to make. Because like a lot of, like you know, I've seen it myself like firsthand. A lot of like people online when it comes to like they're talking about fitness or, you know, working hard, this and that, they're like, no rest days, you're not allowed, all right, you gotta be working 24/7 87 hours a day. It's like you know, just fucking like just take a breather, brother. Like it's fine to relax as long as you've done like good work. Do you know what I mean? I don't see the problem in like having some fun after you've done good work. It doesn't make any sense to me. What the fuck? You can't look at everything with the lens of like, oh, it's sparing my life, you know, oh, is Fortnite gonna make my physique better? Like, it's not.
I think your head might give it away.
Help me! He said. I keep on. He's in this room here.
I got last guy. Let's fucking go. It's just fun. Do you know what I mean? It's fun. Like you're allowed to have fun every once in a while after you've done some good work. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Step 5, time. Now, we all know the classic saying, you know, time waits for no one, the sun isn't gonna stop rising, or some bullshit. And while that is true, you also, like, you know, the point of that is like, you know, time keeps on going, and that's true. But also, I mean, I assume whoever's watching this, they may be my age, slightly younger, maybe tiny bit older. You gotta acknowledge the fact that there is quite a bit of time. We don't know how much, but for most of us, there's going to be quite a bit of time, and you need to be comfortable with the idea that, or not even the idea, the fact that a change to your body is going to take time. You need to be comfortable with that. You know, the pictures I showed at the beginning, the one with me where I'm really chunky, and, you know, I have a nice fucking set of rolls on me, and then the one where I look, you know, I have a fucking hench arm and like a fucking bicep vein. That's 2 years apart. I mean, the fat one is from 2022. The really hench one is from 2024. Like, it was a couple of weeks ago, like a month ago maybe. That took time. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not. You know, I understood that fact from the get-go. That's why I kept it going, because I understood the fact that, like, okay, this is gonna take time, but it has to be done. You know what I mean? But the fact that it took so long ultimately gives it more worth. Do you know what I mean? It's more valuable at that point, because if I just I don't know, paid 5k, had somebody suck all the fat out of my tits. I didn't accomplish anything. Do you know what I mean? I didn't work for that, so it wouldn't have been as valuable. But the fact that it was consistent work for 2 years, that gives it more, like, that makes it more valuable to me. Like, I can, it gives me a sense of accomplishment. I can look back and say, holy shit, I used to be fat, and now I look really good. Physique is not finished though. Like, I gotta specify that my journey is not finished, but I do look really good. So yeah, you like, ultimately you understand that this thing is gonna take time, and you need to be comfortable with that fact. It's just as simple as, yeah. So for some it might be quicker than others, for some it might be slower than others, but regardless, whatever end of the scale you're on, it's gonna take time. You gotta be okay with that. You gotta accept that fact. Step 6, getting back up once you've fallen down. Again, look, these lines are really cringe, but like they're classics for a reason. Do you know what I mean? I like, as much as my physique may look really good now, I like, and my journey's been going on for like 2 years. I also did have a moment like within that 2 years where I stumbled and fell. When I was like finishing up my first year, no, not my first year of college. When I was finishing up my last year of college. And I was doing really good with the gym at that point, and then I go on holiday for like a couple weeks, and then I come back, and to save the life of me, I could not get back into the routine. I could not, for the like, I have 3 days a week I go to the gym, because I have a lot of other things I do in life, so 3 days is the max I can fit, but I go heavy, just so we're clear. Push pull legs. During that period, I don't know why. To this day I still can't tell you like why that happened, but I could not go those 3 days. I did the 3 days maybe twice in a year. Do you know what I mean? And ultimately, yeah, as I said, that went on for a year. I don't know what it was, but then fast forward to the end of my first year of uni, and at that point, I mean, I don't want to, I'm not going to get into specifics because, it's shit that happened to me. It's personal, like, but to put it simply, things just kind of stacked on top of each other. And eventually, like, I hit a low point. But in that moment, that was my moment where my mindset completely changed. As I said earlier, like, only you can do it. Nobody else can do it for you. That was the moment that the way my head was wired, it was changed. Something completely switched up, and I kind of made a vow to myself, and ever since that day, I've not missed one of my days in the week. I've done push pull legs. Now I dropped from 95 kg all the way down to 80. Right now I'm in like the 80s. I'm aiming for 75. I can bench 100 kg. Do you know what I mean? Like, the change is drastic. And I can look. It took time, took energy, took consistency, took having a good mindset. It took having a good reason. All of those mixed together, and now I have a really good physique. I'm happy with, not finished, but I'm happy with. And yeah, the point I'm trying to make is that I stumbled, fell down. May have taken a year, but eventually I did get back up. That's the moral of what I'm kind of trying to teach you. Everybody's journey is different. Like, I'm giving you not a blueprint, but kind of like a step by step. It's technically a blueprint, step by step. Yeah, it's a blueprint. I'm giving you when I look back on it, how I started. You know what I mean? Everybody's journey is going to be different, but I hope that you can at least take some of what I've written here, what I've told to you, and maybe apply it to your own life. Because if I put this out there and then somebody sees it, and then 2 years down the line they make they've drastically changed because of the advice I gave, then I count that as a win. I did something good, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to teach you, trying to give you some impart some knowledge that I've learned over my own journey. It's not finished, by the way. Yeah, that's all I got, really. If you're watching this with the intent of starting your own, journey, then I wish you the best of luck. I believe in you. I believe you can do it. Because if look, I was a fat cunt. Okay, if I can do it, literally anybody can. You know what I mean? So I wish you the best of luck, on your journey, and I hope it goes well. So yeah, that's yeah. Okay, let's try this again. I tried earlier, but now the lighting's better. Actually, I look too white. Um, for some reason, I look very white right now. I don't know. I look very white. Why? Who gives a shit?